VidIQ. Hi everybody. Hi everybody. I'm happy to be here. Listen, I have 4 belts, yeah? Now 3. A lot of people say, hey, you're not undisputed champion. Okay, it's temporary. But I have 4 belts. But my favorite is green color every time. Every time. Mauricio, thank you so much what you do. I like Thailand. I first time, but I like it. I feel that. Thank you.
So world heavyweight champion Oleksandr Usyk just picked Deontay Wilder as his next target. And honestly, I didn't see that coming. I really didn't. But the more I think about it, the more I think this fight feels kind of crazy. And kind of perfect at the same time, guys. So let's talk about it. Welcome back Duality 7Xers. I'm your host Shiraz, and like always, we always got the hottest, most trending stories when it comes to the world of MMA, UFC, WWE, and boxing. Of course, the wild west of boxing. And if you love fight talk, no fluff, real opinions, you're definitely at the right spot. So guys, let's talk about this. Before we start, please smash a like and subscribe and hit the bell notification so you guys never miss a beat. So let's talk about Oleksandr Usyk. Now, there's been a lot of storylines as of late, especially within the heavyweight division. As we know, Oleksandr Usyk just vacated the WBO title recently. That prompted some other news with Daniel Dubois, who was on path to fight Frankie Sanchez for the IBF title eliminator. And so and I'm assuming because of this news, or partially because of this news, Daniel Dubois decided to opt out of his IBF title eliminator with Frankie Sanchez, and is now potentially pursuing another path towards another title run. And I'm under the assumption, and I did a video on this, guys, that it's my opinion that I think Daniel Dubois is going to want to take on none other than the newly minted WBO title, Fabio Wardley, because Fabio Wardley was awarded the WBO crown because Oleksandr Usyk vacated it. So this is all very, very interesting stuff, guys. But now you have Oleksandr Usyk, the unified heavyweight crowned king of the boxing world, the same guy who beat Anthony Joshua twice, the same guy who beat Daniel Dubois twice, and outpointed Tyson Fury to become the first undisputed champion in 25 years. And now he's got his eyes laser beam set on Deontay Wilder, the first option for next year. And he's not just saying Wilder is a name. He called him a very, very strong guy, a world champion, one of the greatest heavyweights of the last decade. That's very interesting. Deontay Wilder is an incredibly gifted, talented athlete. I've got nothing but respect for this man. I really feel that he's definitely got a spot in the heavyweight division, and he's going to play a very, very important role as the heavyweight division starts to shift and starts to change. I definitely feel that he's got a future, and he's gonna be a big part of this. So I guess we'll all have to stay in tune. We'll have to stay tuned to see what happens. But Deontay Wilder, I mean, look, he hasn't been looking like the Wilder we used to know, all right? I mean, there's been, obviously, with his last few fights and stuff, I mean, he's taken some unfortunate losses, especially since the Fury trilogy. He got stopped by Parker, okay? He got stopped by Zhang, okay? And only recently he got a low-key comeback win over Tyrell Herndon, right? So, now, some people are going to argue that Deontay Wilder is on a decline. I beg to differ. These things happen. It's a fight, guys. It's a fight. It's not going to be classic turnkey, this is how it's supposed to be. This is what you're going to. It's a fight. Anything can happen in a fight. You could train and train and train and be the best of the best, best that you feel that you are in terms of your conditioning, your training. But come fight night, it could be that odd punch. It could be a slip in your footwork. It could be maybe your nutrition. You could just have an off day, but things happen. And I'm not making up excuses for Deontay Wilder, but I think in his case, he's just had some unfortunate luck. That said, I think he's going to be able to turn things around. Now, if Oleksandr Usyk wants to fight Deontay Wilder next, that's going to be a very, very tough match for Deontay Wilder. But, I mean, anything can happen, guys. Again, at the end of the day, it's the fight game. And, look, his name, Deontay Wilder, still rings loud. And, it's funny because when this story actually broke out, I saw a clip of Tyson Fury talking about Deontay Wilder and his fight against Deontay Wilder. And he was actually showing a picture that he has with him taking on Deontay Wilder. And that guys, is now all of a sudden his name is starting to really start to ring loud, and so I have a feeling, and I don't know if I'm Deontay Wilder's camp, I would hope for another opportunity against another heavyweight and start to kind of climb those ranks up again, build his confidence a little bit more, and get some practice in. But I mean, for him to get this call out, how do you say no to Oleksandr Usyk? And especially having the opportunity to fight for these world titles. I mean, that also has to play into, how do you say no to that? Honestly, guys, you don't. Right? And so anyways, this is going to be really interesting to see, guys. I mean, I personally, the reason why I think this is so important, right, is you have to understand Usyk is getting up there in age. Okay, when I say he's getting up there in age, and he's starting to, he's at the age of 38, that magic number. In the sport of boxing, obviously that's a lot older, right? But then, you know what? I don't know. Does age really matter right now? I mean, look what happened. Terrence Bud Crawford, at the age of 38, beat Canelo Alvarez, all right, who's a lot younger than him. I think he's 5 years younger than him. Alex Pereira came off an unbelievable victory, and he was 38 years old just recently. And does age really matter? George Foreman, when he came back at the age of 50, he beat Michael Moore to win the World Heavyweight Championship title. That's incredible, guys. Mike Tyson at 58, 59 looked a lot scarier than fighters right now in their 30s. So that said, guys, I mean, yeah, he's getting up there in age, and he's been kind of also hinting at potential retirement. He might have another couple years left in him. I mean, he could go on. He could fight probably another easy 4 or 5 years if he really wanted to. But he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to put his body on the line every single time. And the older he gets, obviously, the more susceptible he will be to injury. And look, one thing's for certain, guys. We haven't seen it. We'll never see it. You can't beat Father Time. All right? So Oleksandr Usyk right now, I think, is chasing legacy fights. Not mandatory fights, but more legacy fights. So when there is a mandatory, when another fighter becomes a mandatory to challenge for one of his titles, I mean, you just saw what happened. Oleksandr Usyk dumped the WBO title. Doesn't need it. He wants to fight on his terms. He wants to fight on his accord. And look, another video just surfaced of Oleksandr Usyk, and he talks about the title he likes the most out of all the titles, and that title is in the color green. So that said, anyways, guys, look, for him to not face Fabio Wardley, that's pretty interesting, right? He he wants to take on guys. He wants to take on guys who have some iconic presence to them. You know, guys who've been battle tested, who've been in the trenches with him. And Deontay Wilder is one of those guys. He's definitely been battle tested. He's fought a lot of guys. And look, yeah, Wilder hasn't looked as explosive in the last little while as he used to. But you have to understand, he also brings to the table that superior boxing skill sets and that super punching power. Deontay Wilder is literally one punch away from flipping the whole heavyweight division on its head. And whether he knows that or not, somebody needs to point that out to him, because Deontay Wilder, as I mentioned and as I alluded to earlier, I think has a big role in the heavyweight division, and there could be some surprises coming out of him. So, yeah, and Usyk, I mean, he's definitely like pound for pound, battle tested, probably one of the most skilled, probably one of the best fighters of all time, you know? And I mean, he's like right now, the whole classic storyline is going to come around skill versus power, timing versus decline, precision versus chaos. You can incorporate all of that into this storyline between Usyk and Wilder, right? And it's beautiful. It's like, you know, it's you can't make it up, guys. I think this is honestly the fight that people need to see, right? I mean, Usyk beat Fury, he beat Dubois, he beat Joshua. You know, he's cleared out all the top heavyweight guys, you know, in the division, right? Mandatory challengers are tied up, like Cabello, Torres Jr., you know, you got Sanchez, you know, Pulev. They're all booked, guys. They're all booked. I believe Frankie Sanchez, if I'm not mistaken, I talked about this in one of my earlier videos, is actually training one of a few heavyweight guys that are training with Jake Paul to help Jake Paul in his up-and-coming fight against Anthony Joshua on December 19th in Miami. So now Wilder is available. He's famous, and he's darn right dangerous, right? So if Usyk wants something that's meaningful, if he wants meaningful fights before he actually retires, yeah, this definitely could be a great fight, right? So, I mean, in this sense, looks like the stars might kind of align here a little bit, right? So if you want to play the what if game, right? Because there's definitely some what if wild potential outcomes that could come out of this. I mean, look, the internet could literally melt. I mean, the heavyweight division gets thrown into chaos. Wilder suddenly becomes relevant again, and every promoter in the sports or every promoter in the world of boxing will start to dial his number, right? What if Usyk dominates? What if he dominates easily? You know, his legacy even gets crazier. I mean, he will be that guy who outboxed Fury and neutralized perhaps maybe the biggest puncher of the decade. That would be absolutely insane. And I mean, there's a chance Wilder could look more than competitive in this in this bout. I mean, again, I have a lot of praise for Deontay Wilder. I think he's great. I think he's fantastic, and I think he's taking, you know, what happened to him very seriously, and he wants to show to the world that he's still very, very dangerous and a fierce competitor. And I truly believe Deontay Wilder has a title run in him, 100%, right? So I don't think he's done. I think he's definitely got some, you know, he definitely has a lot left in his tank, and that makes future matchups with him actually very interesting, right? So it's possible that this fight may not happen that quickly. But I mean, Usyk's already called him out, like, you know, and he wants to fight Wilder. So the thing is, with mandatory challenges, they kind of take they're mandatory, right? There's an obligation there, you know, so they'll have to kick in at some point. So Usyk might actually get stuck in a very messy boxing schedule, and that could potentially kill his momentum, which will honestly suck for the fans, especially for those who want to see Deontay Wilder and Usyk fight. But right now, I think this fight is 100% probably the most interesting, most compelling fight that hasn't come to fruition just yet. So I hope it does. So yeah, I mean, I love this matchup. I think it's risky, but it's unpredictable, and that's what sells. And at the end of the day, it's a chance you have to take, right? It could be very emotional. It gives Usyk one more big name fight before he potentially walks away from the sport. And honestly, if Wilder has that, the bronze bomber, if he has that one last bomb in him, in that right hand, then this is the fight to find out. It would have also been good to see. I mean, if Anthony Joshua didn't take the fight against Jake Paul, I would have loved to see Deontay Wilder take that fight. That would have been incredible. So, what do you guys think? Is Usyk versus Wilder still a fire matchup, or is Usyk, maybe just picking a name, potentially with low risk? I don't know. Drop your thoughts and comments below. I want to hear all the takes, guys, even the crazy ones. Yeah, I think this is good. I think the heavyweight division is really, really putting up a challenge to the UFC in terms of who has the most dominant headlines out there. Anyways, guys, if you guys like this video, please smash a like and subscribe, and I look forward to catching you guys on the next one.